hope everyone is doing well today on this beautiful, fantastic day. Today, I wanted to share with you guys a video that I made quickly on calculating IV flow rates. The only app that I had available to screen record exactly what I was doing was called Preview. So please don't mind my handwriting. I am using my keypad in order to share with you guys exactly how I am able to do the word problem. So problem number 1 is the provider has prescribed Ringer's lactate to infuse at 150 milliliters per hour. The drop factor is 10 GTTS in milliliters. How many GTT/minutes should the nurse regulate the IV? So the first thing I do is I write exactly what the question is asking me. So it's going to be GTT over minutes. So now what I do is I find the GTT, which is going to be 10 GTT. I'm going to place that on the top. Underneath, I am going to place 1 milliliter because these go hand in hand together. Now, I'm going to look for the other values that are in my word problem. So as you can see, 1 milliliter is going to go across from 150 milliliters, and I have to place that up there in order to cross them out. And underneath is going to be 1 hour. So here's a little trick that I do. I circle the hour and I look to see, I go back to what my problem is asking me, and as you can see, they want it in minutes. So in order to cross out the hours, I have to place the hours on the opposite, cross that out, and I'm going to put 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes because that's what the problem is asking me. So now I'm going to times the 10 times 150 times 1 for a total of 1500. Underneath, I am going to divide that by 60. Once I do the problem, I am going to get a total of 25. And always remember to write out exactly what it's asking you for. So it's going to be GTT/minutes. So the key points to figuring out these problems are just writing out exactly what the problem is asking you. So for example, GTT-minutes. I place that in the beginning of my word problem in order to figure out exactly where I am going. Now, as you could see, I drew a line from the minutes to the hours because I needed to use that as a reference and to figure out exactly that I had to convert my hour into 60 minutes. Okay, so the next question asks, the nurse received an order for 1,000 milliliters of D5W to infuse over 6 hours. The drop factor is 15 GTTS/ml. What rate in GTTS/minutes should the nurse regulate the IV? So once again, it's asking for minutes, but over here, this is hours. So what do you guys think I have to do? Exactly, correct. We have to convert the problem. Key points, remember, always write exactly what the problem is asking you. So over here, it's going to be in GTTS-minutes. So I am writing this down for reference. Now we're going to put the GTT, which is going to be 15 over 1 milliliter, because as you can see, the 15 and the milliliters go together. So in order to cross out milliliters, what do you think I have to do? Exactly, I had to put the 1,000 on the opposite, which is going to be on top, in order to cross those milliliters out. And once again, I'm so sorry about the way that my handwriting looks. I'm writing on my keypad and I'm doing the best that I can, guys. So I'm going to write that over 6 hours. But remember, they're asking for minutes, right? So now we have to convert. And in order for me to cross out the hours, what do you think I have to do? Yep, put the hours on the top and convert that to minutes on the bottom, because that's what the problem is asking me to do. After I have times the whole top part, which is going to be 15 times 1,000 times 1, and I times the 6 times the 60, and I divide that, I get 41.66, and I'm going to round that off exactly to the nearest whole number. And my answer is going to be 42. All right, so here's another problem. Number 3 states the provider has prescribed 1 gram of ampicillin and 250 milliliters of D5W to infuse over 30 minutes. The drop factor is 20 GTTS over milliliters. At what rate GTTS minutes should the nurse regulate the IV? So the first thing I'm going to do is cross out the 1 gram ampicillin because that is not needed. And I am going to put the GTTS minutes, which is going to be 20 over 1 milliliter. So in order for me to cross out the milliliters, I am going to have to place the 250 milliliters on the opposite end, which is going to be on the top, over 30 minutes. Now, do I need to convert this problem? No, we do not need to convert it because it's already in minutes, and this is a tricky problem. So once I do the 20 times 250 divided by 30 minutes, I get my total, and when I get my total, I'm going to round that off again to the nearest whole number. And that's how I am able to get this problem. All right, so on to number 4. The provider prescribed 600 milliliters of D5RL to infuse at 25 milliliters an hour. If the IV was started at 1 p.m., at what time should the nurse expect the IV to be completely infused? So this is a different question from drops per minute, right? So what we have to do is we have to put this as the total volume over the hours in order for us to get our answer. All right, so that's the formula. Total volume over the hours. So our total volume is 600 milliliters, which is going to go on the top, over our hour in milliliters. So it's going to be 25 milliliters per hour. And we're just going to divide that, 600 divided by 25, which is going to give us a total of 24 hours, which is 1 day. So exactly says at what time should the nurse expect the IV to be completely infused. So if it's going to take 1 day, it's going to be the next day at the same time at 1 p.m. Thank you guys for tuning in, and just remember that GTTS is the acronym for drops per minute. So thank you guys for watching, You guys stay safe and stay well.